A bill requesting you to hold a public hearing this evening that was advertised to take public testimony regarding the repeal of Resolution 926. This resolution established policies to assist in the revitalization of downtown. City Council did discuss this at its March 8th work session. We did receive some additional public comments at that work session, and the mayor received comments from an interested downtown property owner. In addition, it's my understanding that the mayor and council have received a letter that will be put into the record from Mr. Hickey. My recommended action is that you hold a public hearing to take additional public comment, and if you desire, make a motion to table action on this resolution for further council discussion and consideration of the public comments you hear this evening, and that council consider and discuss at the next work session an amendment to Resolution 926 rather than repealing it that would acknowledge completed items identified in the resolution, delete the rezone language referred to as item 4, and identify a recommitment to downtown and citywide economic development.
Thank you, Joanne. With that, I will open the public hearing to any members of the public who wish to speak in support wish to speak in regard to the Resolution 926. Second call for any members.
This is the one referring to the repealing of the zoning differences?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Mike Briggs, 286 West 9th, Washougal. Just recently I read a letter by Mr. Hickey describing his view of Washougal, the greater good of all. It was a very long, lengthy letter, but I plowed through it. I do think it would behoove you to at least listen to him, what he has to say, take into consideration, since he is, a fairly big dog in this town. And I'm not saying do everything he says, I'm just saying listen to the man and use him, join with him and other council people, other business owners, to come to a consensus of all the community before you change any of the zoning. That would be my recommendation to you. This guy has some pull. You don't want to make him an outsider. And if he's got to be teared out, and if you still want to do what you want to do, that's fine. But at least tear him out. I think he feels he's been left out of the process. That's the same.
Thank you. Mr. Olson.
Just a few comments. I would love to see the resolution amended or whatever, got rid of. Open up the city of Washougal, and according to the newspaper, we're way behind. The city of Vancouver has brought together city planning, which includes building, fire, permitting departments, and other individuals in Vancouver to meet with business owners for a walkthrough of their proposed downtown location or new business. Without business, the town's going to go broke. You need business. They pay almost exclusively the total amount of tax revenue that comes into the city of Washougal or any city, county, state, or federal government. Directly or indirectly, they pay for everything. Directly, they pay their own taxes, then they employ people, and the people they employ, they pay taxes. So directly or indirectly, business is number one. And anything the city of Washougal can do to attract new business, new industry of any kind, other than pornographic, of course, but any kind that's legal to have, would benefit everybody in the city. It would benefit the city of Washougal with more tax money. Everybody here is all on the same page, except I think we're just a little bit behind other cities. Camas is drawing a company from Vancouver into Camas, right next to Camas Meadows, a large company. Of course, they had the
Thank you.
Can I respond briefly to that? Mr. Olson, I want you to know that it's actually Vancouver that's catching up with Washougal on that meeting process.
Oh, good. I didn't know that. See, we're not privy to everything that goes on here, and if it's not in the paper, and it's not discussed in the council meetings, most people have no knowledge.
For several years, it's been true that whenever a business comes to the planning community development, they have a complete meeting that takes them through all of the permitting issues and what you can do where and so on and so forth, fire, transportation, all of that. It's all handled in a single meeting, just like is described in that article.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public that wish to speak in regard to Resolution 926?
Martha Martin, Washougal. Excuse me, first of all, I did make comments at the workshop, so I don't want to repeat myself. Is it possible to have Mr. Hickey's letter read tonight so that some of the public can hear what he had to say? It sounds like it's quite pertinent to this issue.
It's 5 pages long.
5 pages, okay, how fast can you read? I can talk in 5 pages. Or can you give us some of the highlights?
It'll be in the public record.
I understand that. I would like some of the people tonight that might not get a hold of that to see that, to hear that.
I would be happy, once we close it, I'll go ahead and read the letter.
And just my own personal comment briefly, thank you, Ms. Joyce, for sending me a copy of the new amended version. I think an amendment is probably a better strategy because it slows you down, it makes you look at everything in detail, it helps you listen to the public, and it helps you complete a process that's still not done. We still have between 15th Street and, how far is that down to, where our original was planned, or 32nd again?
The original downtown plan was 27th.
27th, right, so there's still that to go. We really want to know that there's a plan in place. Being a business owner in downtown Washougal, you can imagine I'm a bit concerned, and we're going to make sure that does happen. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Martha. Final call for anyone wishing to speak in regards to Resolution 926. Okay, with that, I will close the public hearing. I will quickly read into the record the letter that Mr. Hickey sent to us on Friday. Dear Mayor and Council members, recently the City of Washougal started a discussion about land use, zoning, the downtown, and community economic development, all of which impact the future quality of life within the Washougal community. If we sat down with a blank canvas today, knowing that our community could become anything we were able to dream of, as long as we were collectively willing to work hard enough to make it happen, what is the picture we would paint? The physical size of Washougal does not allow it to have every type of development, heavy industrial, light industrial, office,